this. Which is fine. We're both close enough that the cardioid pattern is going to pick it up.
We're recording.
Oh.
And I'm an asshole, and that's okay. I piss people off, and it makes my day.
Maybe some people fucking learn something. I don't know. Who gives a shit? What are all these?
No, wait a minute. 5, 4, 3,
2,
1. Ground control to Major John. Yes, I said ground control to Major John. This is, does John seize the world? Or does John see the world? See, I looked in the camera that time, so you didn't have to go, why doesn't he never look at me? He's always looking at his feet. He's always looking at the screen. He's looking at Richard. He doesn't look at me. Why? Why is that? Well, don't worry about it. I look where I want to look. It's my show, as Richard has explained to me several times. It's my show. I can do whatever I want.
a little bit better.
Yeah,
We had some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Let's slow this down just a tiny, tiny bit.
How bad are these technical difficulties? If you can say I don't know, that's fine.
I thought I had a funny word right there, and it just loaded up. God damn it! I don't know. I might have said something like tumultuous.
Tumultuous. Oh, there's a word for you. Tumultuous. What does that mean? We're not going to tell you. That's up to you to figure out.
You know what? I'm not even sure about that.
Tumultuous? No.
What is the definition of tumultuous?
I know what the definition of tumultuous is.
Would that have worked?
Yeah.
The joke?
Yeah. Yeah. It worked fine with the joke.
I might be misunderstanding tumultuous.
Thing is, I can't tell them what it means on the air, or else, it just negates the whole idea of trying to teach them a new word.
Bullshit.
Well, your new word for today also is petrichor. 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 I'm not going to tell you what that means either. That's up to you to figure out, not me. Consider it part of your education. I do. But anyways. Oh. Funny faces.
They could be disturbing, too.
Yeah, they could be disturbing faces. And we got a new sponsor.
Show everybody my teeth.
Oh, yeah, I remember when I smile real hard. I can't even see out my eyes. I smile so hard. Fat cheeks, what can I say? Oh, man. We got a new sponsor today. Once again, John has come through. How to get paid more money for this shit, I gotta tell you, man. Ding dongs, where we ding your dong and you make the faces. You fucked up. You want to tell her you're really sorry. You want to apologize to somebody that you've insulted so badly they want to take a knife, stick it up your ass, and pull it out and pull your guts out. Ding dongs, where we'll stand you up on our platform, we'll tie you down, and the person you want to ding dong you will be able to repeatedly kick you in the balls for 5 minutes. Ding dongs, we're there when you don't need us. That's one of our new sponsors, and I'm sorry about that. That's one of our new sponsors, man. Don't ask me. I got paid good money for this one. We made some money on this one. I got to tell you. We did make a little cash on there. Oh. So, we've all had the, well, I won't say all. Most of us have had the familiar experience of owning a dog. One. Some of us have owned several. Some of us have owned only one, and we couldn't get over it when they were gone. But the thing about it is that we learned as time went on is that we didn't own the dog. The fucking dog owned us. He got to live and sleep and eat as he pleased. We had to feed him and water him every week.
You're goddamn right.
And then we had to snuggle with him and hold him and all this. Yeah, I don't
What a
think I
pain in
owned
the
a dog.
ass.
Yeah, I didn't own that dog. The dog owned me. But anyways, I've had several.
We can tell.
Yeah, but only in one case did I own the dog. Most of the time it was me, my brother, the whole family, my brothers, my sister. We all owned a dog. And dogs were spoiled. My God.
Oh shit! I'm going to a dog show next week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
What kind of dog show?
a dog show. One with canines.
I mean, where is this at?
It's somewhere around Houston. I'm going there because they're going to be showing corgis. Mm-hmm. And I need to get some information and get in touch with some.
You're thinking about a corgi?
Thinking about?
Yeah.
It had been for over 20 years.
That'd be cool, man.
I know exactly the make and model. I don't know. You're not supposed to do that. Why would you do? You know what? All we do is adopt dogs.
Okay.
I have wanted this one dog.
Okay. This is going to go
I've
off.
been good. I've been good.
Yeah.
The one dog.
This is going to go off on a tangent a little
It's a
bit.
very specific make and model that I want.
What people don't understand about men, okay, excluding women, what they don't understand about men is that we are very visually stimulated. All right? It's got to be pleasing to these before it goes to these. And believe me, there ain't much up there. Okay?
I'm not sure what he's talking about right now. I really don't.
Okay, but the thing is, we got enough up there to go yes or no. And that's about it. You ask anything more complicated than that, you're expecting too goddamn much. But anyways, a corgi. Yeah, that would be cool, man. I mean, they live like 15, 20 years.
Yes. And the cardigans even longer. Funny thing is,
The cardigan.
it's a working dog. It is a working dog.
No, you say
On short
corgi.
legs.
You say corgi, then you say the cardigan. And what I'm thinking is that you're shaving the goddamn corgi and making a cardigan sweater out of the damn
Now,
stuff.
when most people,
It's
when they
another
think,
dog.
When they think corgi, they're thinking of the Pembroke.
Okay,
You're probably thinking of the Pembroke. That has no tail, just has a nubbin and butt cheeks.
No.
They're usually red and white.
No.
The Cardigan Welsh Corgi has a tail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest way to tell them apart. They're a bit stockier. They're a bit larger. And
Why the hell would I want a
usually-
dog without a tail? That's like buying a car without a goddamn trunk lid or something, you know? Dogs gotta have a tail, man.
Well, they normally do, but you know.
Yeah, I mean-
what about Rottweilers?
Yeah, no. That's an owner's choice right there. They clip the tail and they clip the ears.
Oh, yeah, clipping
Yeah.
the ears is fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
It is. And they clip the tail as well. I've seen that happen. Which is,
I don't.
wow. Why are you clipping a tail
I don't
off
think
that
they.
animal?
Are you sure about that? Because
Yeah.
I would have seen a lot more Pembrokes with tails.
Look at the. Well, we weren't talking Pembrokes. We were talking about not Dachshunds. What's the other? Doberman Pinschers.
Oh,
Yeah, they clip the tail and you see a little stub going. Nee. Thing
They
is
bought it on
it's
purpose?
just a little stub because somebody clipped the son of a bitch off.
I thought I knew a lot about dogs. But
Yeah, I knew a Doberman Pinscher from the time it was born until it got clipped. You know, I was like, why? I came over one day and why? Why'd you clip his tail and ears? He was so cute and wonderful the way he was.
people are probably going to correct us in the comments. That's fine. I don't read them.
But anyways, my last dog, his name was One. O-N-E. Yeah, One. Because he's my first dog. I didn't have to share him with my brother. I didn't have to share him with my sister or my other brother. we got the dog. My girlfriend was with me. We were at her cousin's house at a party, and they had this dog. So we got the dog on January 1st, 1 a.m. On the year 2001. So we named him One. Well, actually, Loisa had other names for him, but I said no. With all that going on, he's a natural. He's One. And so...
I used to have a rat named Six.
yeah.
You know why?
Why?
She was the 6th rat I had bought. She was a special case. She was a bit touchy. Most rats are very sociable. She was a bit standoffish. She wasn't sure about me at first. That was unusual for a rat. She eventually warmed up to me.
Yeah, but she wasn't social.
Well, for some reason, it was. I normally bought feeders. She was my first fancy, but that shouldn't. I don't know. What do you want me to do? Make out with it? Why are you holding it there?
Sock Monkey's listening to you. I'm not!
Yeah. I'm rambling. I do
Go ahead, man. Sock Monkey's listening. He was interested in the rat story. He likes rats. They taste good.
All right. Mr. Monkey, and also there was my dog, Zero, which I thought was kind of funny. They were
We're like small children at times.
If we had stitched 0 and 1 together, we could have created a living dog computer. We're you know what, those gummies might be doing something. I'm not sure. I'm never gonna get a fucking job again.
We are both currently enjoying. Richard's trying to stomp my cord to death.
Oh,
I already got out of it. You're cool.
That's my.
Yeah,
I do that.
Your nervous leg syndrome.
Yeah, I do it without thinking.
Yeah, but anyways, oh god, I can't even remember what the hell we were just talking about before that.
Rats are awesome though.
Yeah, I can imagine rats are
they just don't live
cool
long
and
enough.
whatnot.
It's like 3 years, 4 years tops. That's the thing that sucks. But they can be trained. They're not. They used to like hide in my hair. I'm getting them off. I'm getting them off topic again.
I was trying to do a rat thing here.
Not quite as easy.
But anyways, One, he was part terrier, part poodle. I think he was part Jack Russell Terrier. And he was a brilliant little bastard. He only weighed 14 pounds. Had the heart of a stud Saint Bernard. Thought he was bigger than shit and could take on anything. He wasn't too bright about that one. But I remember when after I'd had One for about a year or so, and we got used to each other, starting treating each other with respect. Yeah, first year I didn't like One. I didn't like the idea. I got left with him. My girlfriend left and took her kid with her, and I got stuck with the dog. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with a dog, especially this scrawny little thing? So it took me about a year to get used to him, and it took about a year for him to get used to me. Well, the second year, I put a screen door on my front door. Hold on, here we go.
He went the distance.
That's the Rocco Cabana that you didn't get to see in the Rocco Cabana video.
I'm fucking impressed. I usually do like how loud is the fart?
Yeah.
I rate them 1 to 10 and all that when I would stream, but that was a controlled long burp. That takes practice. That is a skill.
Actually, that's a natural for me. I've been doing that since I was a kid. The ABCD, the alphabet and burps. I was able to do that forward and then backwards.
Fuck.
There wasn't a question about that. But since I was a scrawny
can't do the
little
alphabet
bastard,
backwards, fucking
no, the alphabet backwards is easy.
for you.
No, it is. You know how you do it?
No, that's
Say you're on you're on a highway
it's not
and
gonna
you're
work.
doing you're on a highway, you're doing the DWI test and everything. Guy says, I want to hear the alphabet forward and backwards. You look at him, you give him the alphabet, then you turn around so your ass is facing him and give him the alphabet again. I just gave it to him forward and backwards.
all right. That's that's funny. Oh, yeah, it was like no, because otherwise it'd be like alphabet forwards backwards. Like
Yeah, it's easy.
XYZ. And take me to jail, I guess. I don't know.
No, Z. D. A. Oh, okay.
Be completely fucking lucid as shit, and don't ask me to do it. I can't.
So
I can't do it. My brain does not work that way.
I put a screen door on the front of the house there, you know. Well, on the side. To my house, you have to come to a side entrance. So I put up a screen door. And one, of course, would want to go outside, so we bust through the screen door, you know, push it open and whatnot, go outside, do whatever it is that one wanted to do, play or pull birds out of the air or whatever, kill rats and leave them on my doorstep. And then he would come up.
Pull birds out of the air. Could you imagine if you did that? Just like
He did. I saw him do it.
And I know what you mean, but like, you know, as if he had a human hand, and he would just get up like,
yeah, just stare him
he
in.
sees one swooping down, and he goes,
like a
he
tractor
just
beam.
grabs it.
Whack! 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 So we had this
This
screen
is a noisy
door.
one. This is a noisy one.
Yes, it is. It's fun though. Oh god! Whack!
I got something going there. I got something going there. I'll work on it.
Okay. So one would stand there outside the screen door. He'd be looking at me in his miserable little doggy face, and I just looked back at it. I was like, "No, man, you figured out how to get out, you son of a bitch. Figure out how to get in." And I would just sit there on the couch and drink beer, and you know, and occasionally I hear this thwap, thwap, thwap. And what it was one with his paw playing with the door and trying to get a grip on it and see how far he could pull it open until finally, whap! And yes, and I looked over and there he was, standing right in front of me, wagging his tail. Son of a bitch learned how to open and close the screen door and get in and out of the house by himself. I didn't have, well, I guess I had to encourage him a bit, but, you know. Now, one of one's more disturbing habits. Huh?
Burned through these like nothing.
Did you? No, get us two more.
Let me tell your stories and stuff.
We're on intermission right now. Get the beer. I don't know how long they're going to stay up for this. We're on intermission. I don't sing that well, Richard. And there he is. He's back. I've got a beer in my hand. Beer in my hand.
I've got to say, I mean, for cheap ass beer,
It's a good job.
Even to me, this is a hell of a lot better than Budweiser. I tried Budweiser again recently. I hadn't had it in a long time. I was bad. I would much rather drink this.
They used to
and it's
sell.
cheaper.
They used to sell a beer in Michigan called Stroh's beer. If any of our listeners are from Michigan out there, you remember, and you're old enough, you remember Stroh's beer. It was a hoppy brown ale that they made there locally in Michigan, and it didn't go very far. It's gone now. It doesn't exist anymore. The whole thing got sold, name changed, recipe, and everything else. That was some of the best beer I ever had, man. I love Stroh's beer. And it wasn't expensive. It was like something like $1.25 a 6-pack. Yeah. Mind you, this is the late 70s
like,
or so. So
who wants an uppercut?
Uppercuts?
Just pissed me off. I'm like, you getting beer that cheap? Who wants an uppercut?
Well, if it makes you feel even worse, you just cost us $5 for a case of beer on base there in Incirlik.
Well, for a case?
For a case of beer, $5. $1.25 a 6-pack. Shit, about 19.5 cents a beer.
Hey, at least these are under $1 a beer, so.
But there's a proviso with that. It was either Falstaff or Schlitz, so.
Shits?
Yeah, that's the beer I started on, was Falstaff
Shit's
and
malt
Schlitz.
liquor.
No, Schlitz malt liquor is different, and it's not good either. It's pretty horrible stuff.
Shits.
I've never been a malt liquor guy. I've
Shits,
tried
Butt Wiper,
Yeah.
OE 800.
King Cobra and all that. Yeah. I've tried, man, and malt liquors are just
Gross.
yeah, they're gross. I don't like them at all. And I drink a lot of beer. Okay, but anyway, so he learned how to get in and out of the house by himself through that screen door. Now, another one of one's endearing qualities, I guess you would call it. I wouldn't, but several people I know wouldn't. I had a female friend come over one day to visit. She was wearing a skirt and high heels and stockings and whatnot, and looking very nice and everything. And she walked in the door, wasn't 3 feet in the door. Excuse me. There I go again. Being human and burping. But it wasn't 3 feet in the door. Then one ran up to her, popped up on her leg, and started humping her leg. She's like, "Oh, what the hell, John? What the hell?" I said, "I don't know. Why is he doing it? I don't know why he's doing it." And I looked at her. "Oh, God, are you on your period?" And she just looked at me and gave me that look. Every guy knows that look when she's pissed. And you know exactly what that look means. That's the only time during an argument that you know you have won. It's going to cost you, but you know you have won. Has Jenna ever given you that look? You son of a bitch.
Yes, and when she has, exact opposite. I'll stand there for a second. I'm leaving now. I'm leaving now.
Exactly. No. It's the same. It's exactly the same. That's when you know
I haven't.
up.
Yeah, I haven't. I ain't won nothing. If anything, I lost something. So,
Baby, can I become part of the plants around here as I'm crawling into a pot? Oh, hey, by the way, I left you all your toys there, your ribbons and...
I might go with different eyeballs today.
No, the eyeballs are over there.
Oh, those.
I've still got googly eyes.
No, shit. You should see my fucking computer desk.
Yeah, pull a couple out and I'll take them because I didn't realize they had sticky patches on them.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just gotta peel the back and use a sticky patch. It doesn't work very good, but well, that's
I don't
true.
need them.
Here you go. I only need one. I don't need two. I mean, yeah, there's a sticky patch right there, and Melusine. Richard's an asshole.
Okay, now I am not as enlightened, so I'm just gonna. There you go. Well,
See, this is gonna fall off rather easily because it didn't. Okay, Richard's gonna do the.
mine. I can keep mine in for a while.
Yeah, did you? Oh, you did that way instead of using the stickum.
Yeah, I don't need the sticker.
Okay.
But
anyways,
this is how I do the blind dick drawings. They gotta stay in. I'm just able to do it.
Yeah. You got to go
the
to.
perfect size. For
You need to go to
my face.
to a YouTube vomit saw to see the blind dick drawings and things like that.
Oh, they won't be able to see it. Those are. I do those live.
Oh, well, yeah, it's live. I mean, the first show we did was live, and it's still showing up to look at. So yeah, they can find it. Gotta look for the live vomit saw one.
they go auto private as soon as they're done.
Oh, you changed yours. Okay, mine are all.
I had apparently, I guess, set it to do that a long time ago. I don't even know where the setting is now. So, but I also, I have a tendency to get drunk, so and then accidentally dox myself. So it's.
Then you're all going, why is John looking down there? Why is John looking? You know, I'm trying to figure out how long we've been on the air so far.
On the air?
We're good. Well, recording.
Oh. How long?
Yeah, no, not that long at all.
Feels like about at least 20 minutes.
No, it's almost 30.
Oh.
Almost 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been having fun. But anyways, he jumped on her leg, started humping her leg, and she's sort of stomping around as fast as she could and shaking her leg and trying to get him off. And, John, what the hell? What's with your dog? And that's when, I go, you're on your period, aren't you? She gave me the look. I was like, oh, shit. I started laughing. I couldn't help myself. To me, it was hilarious. So needless to say, we got one peeled off of her and put him outside and closed the front door so he couldn't open that yet. And her and I sat down and had a conversation and a meal. And there goes my third eye. It's gone. I no longer have that vision, so I can't tell you the rest.
You've lost your.
I've lost my third eye.
What is it, clairvoyance or something?
Yeah. My ability to tell a story, but I'm going to tell it anyways. But let's say that got taken care of. Then one day, a biker buddy of mine.
No stickies needed.
Skill. And his biker friend came over with their old ladies. And no sooner my buddy's old lady walked in the door than there goes one humping her leg. And she's like, oh, he likes me. He likes me. And of course, my buddy's like, John, what the fuck? And I just looked at him. He likes her.
She can stop him anytime.
Yeah. So with one, she was shocked. The other one was like, oh, he likes me. He likes me. I need to say both times I had to put the little bastard outside and close the front door so he couldn't get in. Yeah, that was my dog one. Now, he also had another endearing quality to him. Many of us as human beings have this quality because we've done it at one time or another and kept doing it, particularly if we work construction or printing plants or anything like that where there's fixed machinery. He would hit his head on anything. I could watch him walk across the living room, approach the damn coffee table, and just go thump. So he'd hit the top of his head on the coffee table. And then he would go to his favorite chair, which was a wingback chair. He would walk up to one of the legs, thump. And then he would jump up in the chair, settle down, and relax. I took him outside with me one day when I was working on my F-100 Ford pickup truck. And I'm in there in the engine bay doing some things. I forget what it was I was doing. And I had one tied to the bumper so that he couldn't get away and go do his little one thing. God knows how many little ones or nephew ones or great grandnephew ones are running around out there. This bastard was fertility plus, okay? Even after I had him neutered, he was still. He was crazy.
Well, you
So I
pissed
tied
off.
him.
You cut his nuts off.
I did have him cut off, and he was still going for it. So I tied him to the bumper of the truck so he wouldn't.
And yeah,
get
that doesn't
away.
stop the humping, by the way.
No, it doesn't. Obviously, so he wouldn't run away and molest the first female dog he came across, or the first woman he came across, and decide to hump her leg. So I'm in there in the engine bay, lurking
It's a
on the
dominance
engine and
thing.
whatnot.
Females do that too.
Yeah.
I wish they'd do that to me. That'd be pretty cool.
We all wish that, Richard. Every one of us wants that dream. So
I'm
anyways.
dominant. Yes, you are.
Yes, please do.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am,
mistress.
you are.
Tell me.
My ass is prepared to do anything. My dumb ass is prepared to do anything you fucking tell me to.
You want to put peanut butter on my head? I'll put peanut butter on my head. Chunky, all the more fun. So anyways, you know, he was a smart dog. He was smarter than I thought he was. I mean, when I first got him.
Well, what am I? Oh, shit.
You just dropped something.
Yep.
What'd you drop? You dropped an eye. Okay, so, well, you still got one. No, leave it there. You already dropped it.
We'll see
You
how
don't
far
get
I
it
can
back.
go.
You don't get it back. You can do it like this now.
It's true. I can hold it. I can just hold this shit for pretty long.
So,
Long enough to draw a terrible dick. I don't know what that means, but
anyway, one, you know, anything. I mean, when I first got one, he was about what? He was just a little under a year old. Skinny, scrawny, little white, whatever you want to call him. Part Jack Russell Terrier, part Poodle. And I went to work one night after we'd had him for about 4 months. I went to work one night. And I was at work, and my boss came up and said, "John, you got a phone call." I'm like, "What the fuck? Why is he calling me? I got a phone call. I work on a printing press. You don't pull people off the press to answer goddamn phones." Whatnot. So I go over there, I pick up the phone, I said, "Yeah, who is this?" And it's my girlfriend, Eloisa. Oh, you remember Eloisa, don't you? Look at the size of his balls!
I remember that story from OGT when we were sitting outside smoking.
Yeah.
Smoking next to the bushes that Andy
had the
threw up
craziest-
in after he ate guacamole. That's when we found out that he
She had the craziest fucking sense of humor. I love that. But, anyways, I answer the phone and she's on the phone. She goes, John. I go, "What?" "One got run over by a truck in the street." I said, "Oh, Christ, he's dead, isn't he?" She goes, "No, he managed to stay between the tires and got thumped up on his head and he looked like he's all messed up." I said, "Okay, put him in with Jason in Jason's room and tell Jason to keep an eye on him. And since it's summer and the kid ain't going to school, staying up all night ain't no big deal. And just keep an eye on him until I get home. And if he's still all messed up when I get home, we'll take him to the vet." So about 8 hours later, I was working 12-hour shifts at the time. About 8 hours later, I get home, and there's one on Jason's bed, laying there with Jason still asleep. And he's like, doing just fine. No big problem. Not at all. Well, hell, we've got to take him to the vet. And I looked him over, and he had some, abrasions and cuts and whatnot. And I got out my needle and thread and sterilized it and sewed him up. Like I did, I would do for the next 12, 13, 14 years. But he was always smacking his head on something. I don't care how. I took him to the grocery store with me one time. And he's like, "Bat, bat, bat, bat."
Don't king shame, man. That may have been a thing.
King shame?
King shame.
What?
Don't kink shame.
What's that?
Shaming somebody for their kink.
Oh, kink shame. No, that was a fucked up kink, dude.
Hey, some people like to.
But anyways, I loved them anyways.
One like maybe you felt good. You just
There is the
knock your head
possibility
on
that
something.
smack your head. It hurts. Well, you did it.
I feel so far.
Safari.
I'm surprised I'm not farty. For all that, what?
Are you surprised you're not fari?
Fari.
Yeah, what's fari? Explain. What is fari?
A fari is a word that was supposed to be a different word and came out as fari because I've had a few of those.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
It is not a word.
Yeah, but I was gonna say fari is an elf that's had a really rough life. It's like rough life. Jeez, I'm talking like a goddamn dog now.
What's a rough life?
Exactly, I'm talking like a dog. A rough life. Life. I meant to say life. Okay, so then I had this other dog. And I've told Richard about this dog. Well, you have to understand, I've never had a dog till one. One was my dog. I didn't have to share him with my brother, my sister, or my other brother, or my mother or father. He was my dog. But at one point, we had a dog named Sam. Now, Sam was a full-blood German Shepherd. He was orange and black, and about 75 pounds of fury if you pissed him off.
Orange and black and tan.
Black and orange. He was literally, I don't know, maybe they call it tan, but to me, it was orange. He was black and orange.
It was like, okay, and then you got the black saddle.
No. His body was basically black, and the orange was highlights, outlines.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Sure that wasn't Brindle?
No. He was a 100% German Shepherd.
No, I mean the coat pattern, Brindle. They do come in a Brindle.
I don't know what brindle is, but all I know is he was black and orange. He wasn't a pale white or anything like that. He was literally black and orange. Beautiful animal.
Holy shit.
Gorgeous.
I mean, that's unusual.
Yeah. But Sam was one of those dogs that was extremely loyal to the family. I remember when we got him from a friend who didn't want him anymore because he was, quote, too much trouble, more trouble than he was worth. And he was still young. He was about maybe a year old. And we took him in. I took him in. I convinced my father, who did not like dogs, and my mother, who loved dogs, that we would keep him. And Sam turned out to be a protector, as well as being vicious. He was a protector. I distinctly remember sitting in the living room of the house at, now here's the funny part. I remember this address. I don't know why I remember this address, but I do. At 12706 Skyline, San Antonio, Texas. I was sitting in the living room on the couch. That is the first house that my parents ever bought. Now belongs to someone else. It has recessed mood lighting in it and has a privacy fence, and they're on city sewer and city gas and all that now. Back when we lived there, it had a butane tank and a septic tank in the backyard. But Sam was sitting there on the porch one day, doing his Sam thing, protecting the family and being Sam alert and such. Oh, this poor Avon lady came down the front yard without being invited by any of us. Started knocking on the door. Sam came out, took one look at her, and started chasing her like he wanted a piece of her ass. And he was going to take it out with his teeth.
Hey.
My mother at that time,
Maybe he liked her.
I don't know, but at that time, my mother came to the door, saw what was happening, and had to run down the street with the chain.
The chain?
The chain.
Not the chancla.
No, the chain. She had a chain. And she,
oh shit! A chancla on the end of a chain. It'd be like a flail base.
yes. I don't think my mom was current in chancla at that time.
Well, I'm gonna make it. That's it. That's another project.
The chancla chain.
No, it's a chancla flail.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like 9 chanclas.
Yeah, I was going to say, instead of one chancla, have multiple chanclas.
A cat of 9 chanclas.
Yeah. And some of them...
No, it can't be a cat of 9 chanclas. It's got to be like a gato of 9 chanclas.
But some of them... but some of the 9 chanclas, maybe about 4 of the 9 chanclas, you got the front end, where you got that part that comes down between the toes and then goes into the bottom there.
Oh yeah, I don't know what to call that, but
but you pull that apart. You pull that apart, so you got not only the chancla, you got the part that used to go into the chancla with that knob on the end of it to hit them.
Oh, the plug. What's that? That's like what is it called? The underwear that go up the ass crack. Why am I blanking?
I don't remember that one.
You know what they're called. On women, the underwear that go up the ass crack. The thongs.
Oh
yeah, thong.
Thong. A thong. Yeah. Where you can see the whale tail.
Yeah, okay. That's what those feel like to me. Those fucking those flip flops, those sandals. Those chocolates.
Look at my feet.
I don't need.
Look at my feet. They're sexy.
Fucking feet thong, man. Can't stand that shit. Little feet thong on these. I'm not gonna show my feet on this camera. I do that on my stream though.
Yeah, but that poor Avon lady, man, she was running her ass off, running for her life, and Sam, clearly on her heels, and then there's Mom with the chain. No, Sam, no, until he finally relented and followed her back home.
I'm just gonna check something really quick.
What are you gonna check?
The quality of this camera and the lighting. And
okay, so for the first time in the history of the show, we're going to check the quality of the camera, and we're going to check the lighting.
Then
we've never checked the lighting.
I fucking lied. I'm just getting more beer.
We've never checked the lighting or the quality of the camera. Oh, we're not going to do it right now. We're going to do it afterwards. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I was going to say, right in the middle of the show. What the hell, man?
I don't know. I didn't have anything better. I was like, I think it was. I could have. Was like, did I just see a snake? I could have gone over there. That would have freaked you out, though.
No, I would have been. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. But everything else been getting in here. Shit. But anyways, Sam had another kind of quirky but wonderful quality about him. And that's the fact that he would watch out for the children. Myself, my brother, my sister, my little brother, Joseph, who was maybe about 2 or 3 years old at that time. And Joey was in his diaper, and he was on his way up the hill, in the yard there. And he was headed toward the street. Now, mind you, our street ended in a dead end, one house over from us. So there wasn't much traffic, wasn't nothing to worry about. But Sam instinctively knew, keep him out of the street. So when Joey would totter up there on his chubby little brown legs and get there to the curb just before the street, Sam would run up, grab the back of his diaper, and drag him down the hill and put him near the front door. At which point Joey was
They're not stupid.
He's crying, he's crying. And one of the things about it that was funny is that sometimes when Sam would do this, he'd just drop him. He'd go, okay. At other times he would do this, he would drop him. He'd be going, I guess that was a diaper that was full. What I'm thinking, but he was a good dog. He was a loyal dog, and we all loved him.
It's a Jen message, so I have to
Oh yeah, Gen message. Oh yeah,
Those take priority.
He's got a Gen message, and you do not ignore your wife when she's online and she's messaging you. She's got something important to say.
She does not normally, send messages unless it's like,
Is she okay?
yeah. Did you make it to John's? Yep. Recording now.
Why wouldn't you make it to my house?
She's just checking.
Huh? Okay. I mean, Richard lives maybe 2 miles from me.
If that.
Yeah.
Well.
And I'm just curious, but my next story is about a guy we called Mike. Okay. I'm not going to give you his last name, of course. He's a brother, shipmate. Because I don't want y'all to go looking at it. Were you really like that? His nickname was Misery Mike, or Ball Peen. Ball Peen because his head was sort of shaped like the round end of a ball peen hammer. And Misery Mike because you could take this guy with you to the bar. He would sit there at the bar, get about 3 beers in, and start weeping. Oh, why this? Why that? And particularly when it happened at this one particular bar called the Washington Inn, I believe it was, in Portsmouth. They had this great burger. Oh, this burger was amazing. You ever had a great burger, Richard?
Absolutely.
Where?
Chris Madrid's.
And what kind was it?
Gigantic.
When was the last time you were there?
Before the new ownership, before it burnt down.
Yeah.
Our friend Zach was down here.
It has gone downhill since then.
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, that's not surprising. New ownership and everything. I went there. I tried the cheeseburger where they have the cheese just all over the damn place. The bean and cheese. Like the bean and cheeseburger. That's what bean burger with cheese. And it was horrible. It wasn't Chris Madrid that I remember.
Bro, because you got a bean burger, yo.
Yeah, but
you got. What the hell is a bean burger anyway?
It's got beans
and
and
it doesn't have
and
burger in it.
It has no.
It's a bean shape.
No. You're misunderstanding me.
I probably am.
A bean burger is they take a regular hamburger, so it's got beef. Okay, they cover it in black beans or cooked pinto beans. They cover that with Fritos, and then they melt cheese on top of it. Oh, that used to be one of my favorites there, Chris Madrid. And then I went this last time, maybe about 7, 8, 9 years ago. Oh, you got to be kidding me. This is horrible.
That's really a shame. I mean...
Well, you remember... Okay, you've been in San Antonio long enough, you may have seen this commercial about a Chinese restaurant that sits on pillars.
Oh, fuck. That's that scary ass... you do not want to park under that...
Ding Hao.
It's Ding Hao.
Ding Hao.
It's Ding Hao.
Ding Hao.
This thing, and their parking is underneath
the building, yeah. The building sits up on stilts, concrete stilts, okay? That's what I say.
I gotta get a good picture of that. So, we don't really edit these here.
No, we don't.
I would put in a picture of it.
Everything's in there.
Yeah, that thing has been scary as fuck to me, since I was a kid.
Well,
don't park under that. Don't park under that.
We used to go there.
Don't park under it, man.
Me and my buddy used to go there on a regular basis.
Get back home. Don't squash the car.
And I would order the sesame chicken, which was always, oh man, this is so damn good. I went there about 9 years ago or so. Ordered the sesame chicken. And it was horrible what they had done to it. I don't know if they changed management or changed ownership or somebody died and the next guy didn't know how to cook. It was horrible.
I'll give you some recommendations once we're off here.
Okay. Well, I won't go anyways because I can't afford it.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe so.
That's one of the reasons we go there.
But Misery Mike, we used to go to this bar called the George Washington Inn. And it had a burger called the Cliff Burger. Damn thing was 3 patties tall, cheese, onion, mushroom, you name it. It was probably in there somewhere between these 2 big fat buns. And you could sit there and go, ah! And you had to make up your mind. You going to start from the top or start from the bottom type of burger. Okay, it was a huge burger. Which is why I used to go to the George Washington Inn, because it was not only a huge burger, it was reasonably priced. I think it was like $1.75 or something for a burger.
I'm going to punch you again.
$1 for a draft beer or some shit.
It's like $7 for $7 for
but,
fucking no.
The thing about
easily $10 for a meal at Taco fucking Bell.
The thing about Misery Mike is that you get 2 or 3 beers in him, and he starts crying into his beer. Oh, why is this? Oh, why is that? That's it became those Misery Mike. Oh, she let me here. Oh, I can't find it. And what really sucked about the George Washington Inn, they had this trio of real good-looking Thai girls that were waitresses there. I mean, these girls are gorgeous, just beautiful. And as soon as Mike starts crying, they're all gathered around his sorry ass, commiserating with him, and the rest of us are sitting there going, fuck. But that was my friend, Misery Mike. Yes, Mike and I were buddies, even though he did, what's the word, cock block?
Were you cock blocking people?
Yeah, he was cock blocking us. But he's, I'm so sad, blah, blah, blah. Funny story about Mike, though. Mike eventually left the Navy, and 24 hours later joined the Navy. Seriously, man. He had enough. I don't want to do this way. And he quit the Navy. And then we found out later that 24 hours later, he went back in the Navy at the same rate that he had been before.
What a phony.
No, just a guy who couldn't make up his mind half the time. Okay, this next story is about Clip. Okay, this takes some explaining, I guess. I've had 4 mothers in my life. I've been very fortunate. These are women that have seen me as a son they never bore, but loved me just as much. You know, it didn't matter. And one of those mothers, and perhaps was Ma Terrio, Beatrice Terrio. She's gone now, so I'll give you her first name. Now, when I was a kid growing up here in South Texas, back in the late 60s, early 70s, I made friend with Ma Terrio's son, Mike. And Mike wasn't all there. Okay, he was in special classes, as we used to call them, when special ed classes, we used to call them, when we were in middle school. But Mike wasn't dumb. He wasn't a dumb guy. Okay, so don't get that impression. Mike was a very good friend. And his mother was Beatrice Terrio. His father was Raymond. Raymond, and I'm not going to mince words here, was an asshole. The guy
and then
was...
now is where I remind you of your intro music.
Oh, I'm an asshole, and that's okay.
There are different types of assholes in this world.
Yeah.
That's a topic for a different day, though.
But he was an asshole. He was a master sergeant or whatever it is that's the equivalent of that in the Army. In intelligence. And had a lightning fast temper. I know for a fact that he used to beat Ma Terrio. Found out later from her when I was somewhat older, of course. He used to beat Mike, and they think the reason Mike was a little off was because when he was a little baby after they adopted him from a German orphanage, is that Raymond threw him against a wall head first. So they think that might have been part of the reason Mike wasn't quite right. But whatever that is, or whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. Ma Theriault was one of the most important people in my life. Like I said, I've had four mothers. My own mother, Elvita Castillo. Elvita Valdez Castillo. Ma Theriault. Then Ma Young. Okay, Elizabeth Young. Betty. And Ma Spillane. My best friend Mick's mother. All four of them took me in at one time or another. But Ma Theriault was in her 70s when I went to visit her one time. And she had a new boyfriend by the name of Clip. What kind of name is Clip?
I'm trying to come up with something clever.
Trying to come up with something clever. Okay.
No, it's not happening right now. It'll hit me like
10 minutes ago.
5 hours from now.
Anyways, his name was Clip. And she was in her early 70s. Clip was in his mid 70s. And then I asked Ma Theriault, "Are you happy?" And she looked at me, "John, I'm happier than I've ever been." Now you have to understand, Ma Theriault was the lady who rode the horse in the circus, in the French circus, before she married Raymond Theriault. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. Her and I had this discussion one time, and I seem to remember something about, I used to tell you kids that all the time just to make you, imagine and whatnot. And so maybe she wasn't the lady who rode the horse in the circus. But to me, she always was. That was a story I first heard. That was the story she first told me. And that was an amazing story. Anyway, she was dating Clip. I remember her and I having an awkward conversation. She's the one that initiated it. I didn't. Every time I'd go see her, the first thing she'd ask is, "How's your love life?" And I would tell her, it's not doing too good right now. It's kind of dead. Nobody special. Nobody I would want to share with you. And it was always the first question she asked. And then she looked at me and says, "You realize that no matter how old you are, so long as you can do it, it feels good." I'm hearing this from a woman in her early 70s that, fuck until you drop.
Yeah, I mean, if your intention is to stay on this earth as long as whatever the fuck this sentience is that we have, I mean, might as well enjoy it. May as well enjoy it. Nobody knows why we're here, or anybody that claims to is full of shit.
Is that still gin?
Yes, it was. I just finished talking to her. Sorry.
Oh.
It was just I'm also redoing his network. Okay, god damn it. I gotta spectral analyze stuff.
Yeah, but
spectral analyze.
it's just it was an uncomfortable conversation for me. Singing that, suddenly there's that image, Cliff on top of Mom Terry going, It was horrible, man. I think I was scarred. But anyways, Clip was he was a good guy. Turned out to be one of the better people I ever met in my life, and I'm glad I did. He had stories. Man, he had stories. He was telling us a story one time. He was telling me a story one time about when he and his friend decided to shoot a Lone Star can. Well, it ain't Lone Star, but it's beer. Both of them were pretty drunk at the time. They were younger men in their 30s or so, possibly early 30s. still had a touch of arrogance and I could do anything in them. And so they were here in South Texas and San Antonio in a backyard. Clip looked over at his buddy and he said, I'll tell you what. I could do anything right now. I know I'm drunk, but I could do anything. You go over there by the fence and hold a beer can like that. Just hold it out. Well, let's bring it in here. Hold it out. And I'm going to shoot that beer can out of your hand. Now, they were using Lone Star beer cans at that time. At that time, Lone Star had this big star, on the side of the can, so that's what Clip was aiming for. So his buddy, without contention or anything else, just, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Shows you how drunk they were. Went out about to the back, to the fence, which was about 20, 25 yards away. Held the beer can up so Clip could see it with the star out. Clip then proceeded to take the .22 rifle they had, bring it up into position, sight, and shoot. And lo and behold, he did shoot the can out of his buddy's hand. The only problem was he took his buddy's top finger with it.
These things happen.
Amen to Clip, man, and his buddy for shooting his buddy's finger off. That's just the way things were here in Texas in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. A lot of you out there are going, no, bullshit. People didn't do that. We did that kind of stupid shit all the time. I was here in the late 60s, in the mid 60s to the early 70s, and I saw a lot of that stupid shit going on. So yeah, happened all the time. Now the thing about Clip is Clip was a mason, brick man. He could build anything out of brick. You ever known a mason? You ever known a mason?
I was briefly one. You didn't know that, did you?
No. Are you talking masons or mason?
Oh, probably a mason.
You're talking masons. You're talking about the organization.
No, I'm talking about
the
grout
bricks
and slapping bricks.
Okay, yeah. That's a mason.
Yes.
Singular. Okay.
Yep.
So Richard knows about masons. That's good. Anyways, Clip was a mason. And
you just learned something new about me again.
Yeah, something new again.
I've done a lot of shit,
First the other thing and not masons. And no, I'm not allowed to say what the other thing is. It's none of your goddamn business.
I'm not even sure what he's talking about.
Furry tail and everything.
Oh, I'm
the other eye fell out. And we're done with the eyes.
I'm not John. That's the funny thing. And that's going to take a while to explain. It's weird.
What is?
Not on video, man.
Okay, we're not going to do this. Anyways, Clip was a mason, which meant he built things with bricks. And he used to work for a home building company as a subcontractor here in San Antonio, building the chase for a fireplace. Now then, once you get the chase built, you get up to the second to the last course of brick, which is the second to the last row of brick. And if he knew the builder was reliable and would pay him on time, he put the last course on and would be done. But if the builder was unreliable, had a history of not paying on time, making excuses and such, what Clip would do is he'd take a plate of glass, put it on that second to the last course of brick, and then he'd set the last course of brick on that plate of glass. Now you're asking...
Not even nowhere near.
Yeah,
nowhere
you
near.
tried, man.
I cannot hold a candle to what I heard earlier. That just, I've never heard anything like that.
I didn't think it was anything special. It just,
Well,
I've been burping like that forever.
holy shit.
Imagine when I have an orgasm.
Not.
The look on her face is like, what the fuck?
Yes.
You get used to it.
Oh, fuck. Yes. Oh, fuck. Okay, if you don't get that, you need to watch Letterkenny. Okay? I know it's a weird sounding name for a show, Letterkenny.
Oh no, Letterkenny, man! I love Letterkenny.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes.
Good man. That shows. Oh,
but then again, I like Barney Miller too.
Seeing a little bit of lag, you know, I'm seeing a little bit of lag from the camera. That could be normal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Remember we had.
Oh I've already noticed that, but
that lip sync issue.
We've been dealing
time.
with this since the beginning, though, so it's no big deal.
Well, if this one's fucked too, then I'll unfuck it.
No. Wait, hear me out. This could be a signature for us. The video is off from the sound. Just
people will hate
just
that. It will drive them nuts. I swear to God.
I don't care if it drives them
for
nuts.
me, it's an OCD thing. Like, straight up.
Okay, I understand it. I understand. But the thing is just to do it. And we could say that's normal.
Your show.
Yeah.
Your show.
So anyways, Clip took off the top finger from his poor bastard friend's hand. He got the star, mind you. But when he hit the star, the can was full and it ricocheted up and bang! There goes the guy's finger. The Clip, like I said, what I was telling Richard, was a very smart individual. He was crafty. Okay? He and B. Terrio were sitting in a bar one night. And this young lady, about 20-something, attractive young lady, came up, and she was well known in the bar, and told Clip, I need a ride home. And Clip sat there and thought about it a minute or so, because honestly, this young lady was known to be anybody's friend, if you know what I mean.
Wait,
it didn't matter. Once we get out the doors, she's anybody's friend.
The community bicycle?
Yeah, the community bicycle.
Everybody gets red?
Yeah, everybody gets around.
Oh, there's a snake over there.
But where are you going?
There's a snake.
Oh, you're going to get beer again. Okay, we're going to interrupt this story with an important announcement.
I swear to God, it's in the anaconda.
Richard is going to get
Oh, my pants were
a beer. And he's got the beers. I'm not keeping up with these, is what the problem is. Oh, and now we got another important announcement. Richard's taking a piss.
Is he really, or is he just pouring water for the sake of effect?
He doesn't think you can hear that, but you can hear everything he's saying. I'm watching the sound meter go blank, 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 blank. Even with the in the toilet. The hell was that?
Can't do that, ladies.
That sounds like a prostate problem. To be honest.
It's stopping the flow and letting it go again. And stopping.
Yeah, you're going. Oh, I can't get it out. Here we go again. Nothing there. There we go again. Yeah, I've been there.
That's the great thing about having a dick.
The what?
Or in my case, I need a declamp. But hey, I know it's your show, but hey, man, you invited me here.
Richard Declamp Deleuze. That's what we're going to call him from now on. Richard, we're going to just call him Declamp. That's his street name. His street name now is Declamp. Richard's back. But anyways, when Clip would build a fireplace, if he thought the building company, was sketchy and wasn't going to pay him, he'd put a sheet of glass on top of the second to the last course of brick, place the last course of brick along the edges on the sheet of glass, and leave. Now, if the guy or the company sent him a check, generally there was nobody in the house moved in yet. So Clip would go, to the top of the roof there and on top of the chase and break out the plate of glass and then go into the house and pull all the fragments out of the fireplace. Now, if the check didn't clear, as he had suspected as such, he wouldn't do anything. He'd just wait. And eventually, somebody would move into the house, start a fire in the fireplace, and it wouldn't go out the chimney. It kept coming back in the house. Then he would hear back from the builder, blah, blah, blah. This isn't working, that isn't working. And Richard would go, well, you didn't pay me. Pay me and I'll take care of the problem. Just pay me for what I've already done. And I'll take care of the problem for free. So 9 times out of 10, of course, the owner would, the owner of the business would finally get off his dead ass and pay Clip. He would go back to the house, climb up on the roof, break out the pane of glass so the smoke could escape. Then he would go and he'd knock on the front door of the house, and tell the family, okay, your fireplace should be working now, but I need to do some work in the fireplace inside, in the firebox. And he would go in there and he would scrape out the glass and whatnot and be on his merry way. The guy was brilliant. The guy always had something going on. I gotta tell you. Then, we were supposed to be doing the bringing someone home. Okay, sorry, we got a little confused on that.
Okay.
The podcast made me. Oh shit! What the hell's he doing? That guy's stoned. No, we're not. So, anyways, Clip and Beatrice, Monterio to me, were in a bar one night, and this young girl in her 20s, who was known to be recreational fun for everybody else who ever wanted it, asked Clip, can I get a ride home from you? And she only lived about 3 or 4 blocks over, maybe 5 blocks. He's like, oh, that's okay. So he says, okay, I'll give you a ride. Now, of course, Monterio is somewhat upset by this. Her man giving a young girl a ride home for 3 blocks. And she's like, yeah, I see what's going on here. He goes, what? You're just going 3 blocks to get a blowjob. It's like, why would you say that? He says, well, she is known to do whatever, whenever. He says, okay, fine. I'll be back shortly. At which point, on the table was this ceramic cone with a hole in the middle of it. Clip lit up a cigarette, took the cigarette, placed it butt down in the hole of the ceramic cone, looked at the young lady. Let's go. At that point, they went out to Clip's car. She got in the car. Clip got in the car. He drove her home, dropped her off, drove back to the bar, parked the car, came in, and looked at the cigarette, and then he looked at B. How much of that cigarette's burned down? She goes, only about that much. Do you think I could get a blowjob in that much? Oh, hell no, not with what you're carrying. That's a true story. That is a true story.
So everything else has been lies, right?
I don't know about that, but
No.
Ma Terrio, once I got to know her as an adult, wow, she had a wicked, fucked up sense of humor. She was, whoa.
You mean the best kind?
Yeah, the best kind. Like my own mother. That's what I loved about her. She's like my mom. You know, she would have this
I like her,
wicked
too.
sense of humor that would be. And the thing is, she was from New England. She was born and grew up in New England. Don't know how she ended up marrying Raymond, but then they ended up over in Europe and whatnot and came back. But damn. I loved her. Well, I love her today as much as I did before she died. She was a wonderful lady. Now, Clip also had another trick. We used to call it the ghost chimney. This is what he used to tell me about. Like I said, he was a mason. He worked with bricks. What he would do is he would build a fireplace for a house. And for no good reason. When he was on the second to the last course of brick and he had laid those and put his mortar down, he would place bottles, like Coke bottles, along the edges of that course and all four edges with the neck sticking out, not the neck, but the hole, was right there on the.
Shit! I'm sorry to interrupt. This is important though. Look at my vape. My hit count. It's at 9999. It's about to roll over. It's about to roll over.
What does that mean?
Oh no, maybe it just stays at 9999. It means how many times you
I'm all excited because I hit the finish line.
Shit. What the fuck
I
thought it was
this
gonna,
is Running Man.
I was excited. I thought it was gonna be like rolling the odometer or something like that.
You missed the whole Running Man thing though.
Oh fuck. Running Man is hilarious. Oh gosh, shit. What was his name? The big fat dude who wore like Christmas lights and all that.
Oh yeah.
He sang opera. I can't remember his name. He fucking cracked me up though. Dynamo. I think it was like Dynamo.
There's another version coming out.
Running Man?
Yeah.
No shit.
Another version coming out, and be honest about it, when I've seen the reviews, much better than what Arnold did. Don't get me wrong, Arnold was fun, okay? It was fun to watch, but it was, a movie.
Don't know until you see the movie.
No, I saw the movie. I've watched the whole movie several times.
They could pull a live action Lilo and Stitch and completely obliterate.
But the Running Man that they did before was nothing like the book at all. I read the story. Okay.
Oh well.
The Richard Bachman and Running Man and the other one about the guy with the house and the city and was a eminent domain and he fighting him fighting. I read all those stories and the Running Man with with Schwarzenegger was not anywhere near the Running Man that we had in the book. It was completely different. The new Running Man, it's completely different too. It's nowhere near it either. So, it can't brag on that. But anyways, what Clip would do is he would take bottles on that second course in the bottom, Coke bottles. Back then, Coke bottles were big, thick, green glass. They're wonderful. He would paste some bottles with just the opening into the bottle showing beyond the course of brick. Do that all along, the edges of the fireplace, of the chase to their masonry fireplace. And then he would place the last course of brick. And it was just sort of a joke. Because whenever the wind would blow hard, no matter what direction it was coming from, one of them or two of them bottles were catching that noise. And whoo! You had to ghost fuck chimney. Fucking Clip, man. He was hilarious. He was something else, man. He really was. Now, this story is from my youth. Maybe about 11, 12, maybe 13 years old. I don't know. But we were staying up at our friend's house just up the street. John and damn, I can't remember his name now. Howard. John and Howard Kearney. No, that was not a Alzheimer problem there. Pause. I just went, oh shit, my mind went blank. I do that from time to time. I've been doing that since I was a kid. Anyways, we went to John Howard's house, my brother and we were staying with them for the night. And about halfway through the night, we got hungry. And we looked at John and Howard and said, well, you guys got any food? We're hungry. And, of course, John and Howard being friends and whatnot. Okay, let's go look. We went down to the kitchen and we started going through the cupboards and we didn't find much. You know, there wasn't much there, no cereal or anything like that. Easy. Then one of them got into the freezer and said, look, frozen hamburgers. Oh, we could cook those. And we took these frozen hamburgers. We tossed 4 of them in a pan. No oil, mind you, because hell. What does a 12-year-old know? Nothing. At 12, did you know to put oil in with everything you cook?
You can cook at 12?
So needless to say, we turned the heat on the oven, which in those days was a gas oven, so you got to see, which was nice.
I could heat shit up.
Huh?
I could heat shit up, but don't have to cook. 12? No. Not me. I'm white. I mean, come on.
I've been cooking since I can remember because, you know, when I asked Mom to show me how to cook, she took it serious, I guess.
Born with a silver spoon in my mouth, I suppose. Unfortunately, the spoon had shit in it, but
well,
it's just something you.
It's like the whole dishwashing fiasco. Okay, when you're a kid and you're all excited because you want to help Mom, you want to wash the dishes, right? And then they finally go, you're old enough now, you're responsible enough, you can wash the dishes. And what do? You get in there, you're washing the dishes, you're all happy with yourself. You put them in the sink for Mom to come along and rinse off and put in the rack. And then after about a year or so, you begin to realize, I'm being used.
There were three tasks growing up. My mother, my brother, and me. Wash, rinse, dry, and put away. Somebody had one of those 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always pissed because we have a fucking dishwasher. It washes dishes. I know this may come as a surprise to you, but that's what it does. Why are we not using it?
Because you have to pre-wash anyways before you put them in the dishwasher. Otherwise, the dishes come out dirty.
If you soak shit, that's not a problem. Look, we use our dishwasher because we know how to use it. Don't let shit dry on. Just spray it off. It takes 2 seconds.
I've got a dishwasher over here in the kitchen. I haven't used that son of a bitch in 20 years.
I believe you, and I wouldn't at this point because,
at this point,
there's going to be some stank coming out of that you're not going to be able to get out of
the
house.
I open it and I don't smell nothing bad. And there's actually utensils and dishes and glasses in there that I haven't pulled out yet because I don't know what the fuck to do with them all.
Normally eat food, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you're into, man.
I don't know. There's too much. There's no room to put them.
I don't kink shame.
So anyways, we started cooking these frozen hamburgers in this big old skillet.
Your new poop knife.
Huh?
The
poop knife. Yeah. No, we didn't use a poop knife in this story, but
chainsaw.
That's another story about poop knife. So we didn't know what to, we were just cooking these burgers. We didn't know any better. The next thing we know, John and Howard's mother comes running out of her bedroom, down the hall, into the kitchen. What the fuck are you doing?
Holy shit.
And us kids, I know this was gone an hour and a half already. And us kids are just, wow, we don't know what she's saying or why she's saying or why she's so mad. And all we're hearing is, that's next week's dinner, and stuff like that. And of course, being poor kids, we didn't know what the hell you were talking about. But I tell you what, we have been going an hour and 24 minutes, longer than I thought. I've got some more stuff here, and we'll share that on the next episode. This is John Sees the World, or John Sees the World.
I'm Richard from down the street.
Yeah, and this is Richard from down the street. On our July 4th episode, I'm going to make a political statement here now.
We're celebrating our freedom.
And it's being taken away from us. We're celebrating our freedom, and it's being taken away from us.
It wasn't beatboxing.
This is July 4th, 2025. I want to make sure it's dated the year America died. And thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for more episodes of John Sees the World. Or is it John Sees the World?